Hello and welcome to the Broad Street Hockey Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Joe DeMarini. How we doing today, Spooky Joe?
Ooh. I'm getting ready for spooky season. I have like 3 Halloween parties coming up in a week, and I still don't have a costume. So I'm going to look through my closet this week and figure out what the hell I can throw together in short order. How you doing, Gilbs?
I'm doing good, feeling good for this show. I was a little out of it last week. I apologize if that came through, but I had a Red Bull before the show today. So if I grow wings and start floating away, that's why. I'm going to try to keep myself grounded here. What's that? Is that a coffee
Cold
drink
brew.
of sorts? Cold brew. There you go. There you go. So we're all beamed up here. The Flyers are all beamed up, coming off back-to-back wins in 3 out of 4 here. Finally played a team that's kind of comparable to them, and they beat them handily. So we'll get into all of that here. Top of the show. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button on YouTube so you know when we go live. Ring that bell. You get the notifications when we go live. And if you're live, join the fun in the chat here. Join us in the chat. I'm going to try to interact with the comments. Any super chats will be read immediately within reason. So get that fun stuff in there. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Going to try to keep doing these BSH podcast episodes early in the week, in the afternoon, evening-ish, going live. So hopefully we can get some set schedule going moving forward. And of course, we are sponsored by FanDuel. Joe, do you think the Flyers' playoff odds have improved at all since last week?
No, not a chance.
No, so I'm looking here. They are plus 320. I'm pretty sure that's the same. I think they were the same as they were last week. Plus 320. The Seattle Kraken, who they played last night and beat last night, are plus 350. So the Flyers have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Kraken. There still no odds up for any Flyers to win the Selke Award. There, we might have to contact our good friends at FanDuel to get some odds up on that. We'll get into that later. But yeah, thanks to FanDuel for sponsoring the show. Joe, how you feeling about this stretch of this last week of Flyers hockey here?
Much better than last week. I'll tell you that, because last week it was just and then this week I'm like, yeah, this is good. No, as far as scheduling, like Gilb said, we're probably going to do Mondays just because the Flyers will usually play on Tuesdays, but they've had 2 Monday games in a row, which is weird because that's like an off night for the NHL. But yeah, anyway, no, feels good. They only played 2 games, right? Only 2. There was no third game. That was
2 games, and then the third game. I think there were players on a ice rink, but I don't know if a hockey game happened.
It didn't look like a hockey game. It didn't feel like a hockey game. That was such a stinker, and not just like because they were bad, but it was a slog regardless. How you feel about this week of games?
No, I've been getting increasingly happy with them. Let's get right into a quick recap here for people that maybe have not watched everything, haven't listened to post games or whatnot elsewhere. Thursday, 5-2 loss to the Jets, but just a boring hockey game. Flyers had 17 shots, the Jets had 15 shots. It was low scoring for a while. Jets got one in the first, 2-0. Tippett got one. Then the Jets got one right back. It was 3-1. We're like, all right, this is going to be over. Jets got a power play to make it 4-1. But, I mean, the Flyers were in that game. They had 2 power plays in the second period, one more in the third period there. And the Jets just let them hang around. That shows why the Jets are a great regular season team. But when they get to the playoffs and they have to play against a good team that can coach and game plan against them for 7 games, they fall apart. But yeah, just a boring hockey game. 32 shots combined. Cam York, that was Cam York's first game. It appeared that he was being targeted a bit on zone entries. They kept going towards him, but looking at the advanced numbers, he looked good in that one. He's looked good since coming back. That's been a great pair.
Really good.
Him and Sanheim on the top pair there. But yeah, Matvei Michkov getting a garbage goal on a delayed penalty late in that one. Then the Flyers pull the goalie, can't get a shot on net, and Tanner Pearson makes it a 5-2 game. But yeah, I feel like that was a respectable enough loss to the best regular season in the team in the league last year.
Yeah, and you're coming off beating the Florida Panthers. Like, you beat the champs. You lost like the previous 3 games where they faced the Florida Panthers twice, got one of those wins, and then took the Canes to overtime. Yeah, I can understand kind of having a dud there against the Winnipeg Jets. And like the Flyers had their chances, but it doesn't help that the Jets have the best regular season goaltender in the world in Connor Hellebuck. So you can get all the high danger chances you want, but if you're going up against Connor Hellebuck, he might just stone you. That's the way she goes sometimes, you know?
Yeah, that's how it went. Flyers did not get enough chances, did not get enough shots. Only got 2 goals in that one. But then on
well, no, before we
what?
do you want to do all the recap or do you want to just go
No,
break down one game?
we can hop in. You can hop into the game.
I was gonna say, as far as goaltending goes, Sam Ersson, numbers don't look great, but he looked okay. Like it's so hard to judge Sam Ersson right now. They didn't alternate the starts, which is of note. But
Yes.
he looked okay. The numbers weren't great. I don't know how much of the remainder of the season we can keep saying that, but for now, it's early days. I think it's okay to say he looked good. The numbers don't.
That's the story of Sam Ersson. He's better. He's
Right.
better than the numbers look. We say this every time, and then you see Dan Vladar. That was the last game Sam Ersson started. 5 goals, 4 goals allowed on 14 shots. Like that's always going to look bad when you only allow so few shots, and like a few of those goals like didn't really have a chance on. Like the power play they scored like 10 seconds in, but Dan Vladar has looked a lot better, and we'll get into that over these last 2 games. He's looked a lot better. He won the starting job to start opening night. Now he's the first goalie starting consecutive games, and I would go back to him on Thursday as well. But we'll see what happens there. Yeah, Sam Ersson. Maybe Tockett's trying to put Sam Ersson in the mindset of, okay, you're the backup. That's when you play best, is you're the backup. So maybe there's some mind games going on, and maybe Ersson may prefer that. He's like, all right, I'm just going to come in for a start a week, and I'll be able to play my best. So hopefully that is the case there with Ersson and the goaltending. But so far, overall, looks good.
He gets one this week, you think, right, Ersson?
Yeah, they're in Ottawa Thursday night, and then an early game Saturday against the Islanders. So I think they have to split. I think they have to split those.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
When we do our game prediction, I was going to say when we do our game predictions at the end of the episode, we can decide who's going to get each start.
Yeah. Two games in quick order there with the quick turnaround coming back from Ottawa. So I think you got to give alternate goalies there. They alternated goalies again on Saturday against the Wild. Once again, Flyers only scored 2 goals. Another very boring game. Wild got 16 shots.
Yeah.
Flyers got 21. Score one of their goals from behind the net. Owen Tippett just barreling in, getting his own rebound and banking it in off of Jesper Wallstead. Wild on a back-to-back. They put up a good fight there on the road. And Nick Delarier got back in the lineup, and we got our first fight of the season. It may have been his first shift, potentially his first shift at home this season. He got the fight, got the crowd going. He didn't win the fight necessarily, but he did not lose it. The 2 heavyweights, him, Marcus Foligno going at it, getting the crowd pumped up on a Saturday night.
Nick Delarier rarely outright loses a fight. I don't know if I think I've only ever seen him lose one once, and it might have been to Nick Seeler when Seeler was still on the Wild or something. He's also, I think Matthew Olivier might have given him a couple of good clocks at one point. But yeah, that game was boring. I was watching it at home with my parents. I posted on Blue Sky, man, the Flyers are really boring. And some people came for me. They're like, what do you expect? They're playing teams better than them. Of course they're boring. And I'm like, doesn't change the fact that they're boring. Like,
yeah, you're saying, of course they're boring. Like, yeah, they're boring. And you'd rather have them be boring in close games than exciting back and forth hockey and lose 6-2 or something. Like Tocchet kind of has a boring system, and they're and the Wild are a good playoff team.
It was an observation, not like a disparaging comment. Like,
yeah,
they're boring. This is just an observation. I'm not like criticizing them for it. Like, yeah, it is what it is.
Uh, what did you think of the offside challenge for the Flyers on that wild goal? I was at the game, so I didn't get
Oh,
to hear the broadcast. The jumbotron was being weird, the clock was being weird, so they didn't show it too closely. But like, it looked like one of those situations where he entered the zone before the puck, but he had possession of the puck. Was that the ruling? I guess.
that's what they said. That he had possession. It didn't look like he had possession, so
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the Flyers get whistled offsides for like the same play a few minutes later, and
Yeah.
that's why they were so mad about it. They're like, "You just said that was onside," but
Hmm.
it was close. It was really close, and in a lot of those situations, the call on the ice is what stands, right? They like if it's a razor's edge, they'll probably go with whatever was called on the ice. So
Yeah.
you win some, you lose
Personally,
some.
I didn't like the challenge just because of how good the Wild power play is. I was like, all right, they scored one now. Take the delay game penalty for a failed challenge. Going to be 2-0. You're not going to be able to climb your way back. But they kill that one off. Tippett takes a
Sure did.
penalty shortly after that, tripping penalty. Kill that one off. And it's like, all right, they're in this game now. They're in this game in the second period. It's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a slog. But keep getting pucks on that. Keep getting bodies to the net, and eventually good things will happen. And credit to Dan Vladar too. He kept them in the game the whole way.
Yeah, I think that was Tockett's first challenge as coach of the Flyers, right? So 0 for 1 so far, which is kind of crazy because John Tortorella didn't do a lot of things well. Holy crap, was his video challenge team unbelievable. They got, I don't know their exact record, but they got so many challenges correct.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I hope Tocchet has some of those people still on staff because they seem to know what they were doing with Torts.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, I wonder if the video team, if the challenge guy is still the same. And it against an average power play, I would say challenge it. It's just how good the Wild's power play had been. They hadn't scored a 5-on-5 goal in 3 or 4 games, and like they got
I think,
Kaprizov, Boldy, like
yeah,
all those guys.
it was 47%, I think, going into that night's game, which is just bananas. I think it's down to like 34%, which is still stupid.
Yeah.
Imagine having a power play that effective. I can't envision it.
I mean, the Flyers could maybe get there. The Flyers power play has been looking a lot better, especially last night in Seattle. But also on that Wild goal, I'm trying to go back, and I meant to go back and look at it, but I read somebody say that like Michkov just completely flew the zone like ahead of the Wild scoring. Did you remember
I
that?
don't really remember.
Okay, I'm
No, he's
watching the
been.
yeah, no, he
Yeah.
does. I'm going to actually share my screen here. I'm going to share my screen because
Okay.
this on NHL.com, the Edge goal visualizer does a great job of that because the next biggest storyline from this game, the biggest storyline from this season is Matvei Michkov being benched. No one cares about the Flyers playing good hockey. No one cares about winning games. It's just all right. Michkov got benched. What it's officially Michkov's team now. Like he is the story.
Well, we'll see what happens when Porter Martone gets here, but
for this year. All right, let me change this up here. Okay, there we go. So here is I'm going to replay this here. Let me try to get this a little bigger. No, that's not going to work. Okay.
Too much.
Too big. There we go. So here you see 39. He's up here. Here is the issue. Like he's just out here in the neutral zone when the rebound.
He's out there.
He's just he's way up there, and like you can't give them a power play at 5-on-5, like, and that's what he did. I'm all for this right here at the beginning. He's like up there. He's got Tarasenko. He's got Brodin here. I think it's 25, but then the puck goes in. He thinks Drysdale's going to get it. He tries to go out to the neutral zone, and in a game where it's going to be low scoring, I understand trying to take your chances, but you can't give anything up when I guess he was the one in the box +1 system, and he would have had a breakaway if they got the puck, but otherwise it's in the back of the net.
Because you watch at the beginning, it's like who's against the boards? It's Couturier, Sanheim, and Konechny.
Yeah,
most of the time, I think those guys you could trust to win a board battle.
They got him outnumbered 3-2. So Michkov is like up here. He's like, all right. He comes back a little bit, gets a shot on. Drysdale blocks it, gets a stick on it or something.
Yeah,
and then it bounces. That's the problem. Is Michkov is up here, instead of
It's the
being
second time. Right here where he's like hanging around the blue line at the first part,
yeah.
that's fine. But
You
as
you
soon
gotta
as he
stay in.
loops
You
back
gotta
out
stay in
the
here.
second,
Right there. He's
it's
like, okay, the shot's on. I'm here. Let me break instead of
that's bad.
coming down here. He can mark 25 then, yeah, and then Tarasenko goes in
Mhm.
unmarked and gets the goal there. So
Yep.
that goes into why he's benched. You can't
Yeah.
do that in the third period of a tie game. I
No.
completely understand why he's benched, and I understand why he's benched in overtime. Like, especially if that ankle injury is still nagging him in some way. Like, you don't want that. You don't want a slower skater in overtime. I know you have Couture out there sometimes, and he's slow, but he's good defensively. Like, that's why he gets benched. Like, that's why it happens. Tocchet is trying to win games and build a culture, and they do that by winning. And you see stuff like that, and you understand it. You're mad about it. You want to see Michkov on the ice. You want to see him play through his problems. But that's that's something where you can be like, all right, next time, if you want a chance to score late in the third period in overtime, play safer in a tie game, in a 1-goal game, and you'll have that chance.
I think this is a season where we as fans kind of have to. He's not infallible. Matvei
Yes.
Michkov is not
Hmm.
infallible. He's not a perfect player. And sometimes he's going to make mistakes. And we can't just like brush those aside, especially if they continue to be the same mistakes, which is like flying the zone early, being out of position. I it's frustrating, but imagine if the Flyers get to overtime, Michkov's out there and just fumbles the puck and like cost the game for that.
Hmm.
I mean, the pro tank crowd will be like, "Oh, good, we ended up losing and getting a loser point, so that damages our tank position." But also, Michkov was at fault, but no, he's our perfect guy who would never make a mistake. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I think we kind of do have to accept that he's gonna maybe get some tough coaching love this year, and that's okay as long as it's
Hmm.
warranted. And so far, it has been warranted. He has not played up to the level we would expect, what the coaching staff would expect. As long as this doesn't just turn into Tortorella-esque, I feel like scratching him for a game,
Yeah.
then I think we'll be okay. And Tocchet already has said, no, I'm not doing that.
Exactly. Tocchet came out and flat said, "No, I'm not going to healthy scratch him. I might bench him
No.
from here for a few shifts here and there if the timing's right, but I'm not going to bench him. You have to have him in the game in case you get a power play, in case something comes up where you need his offensive skill." And like, you look at
You
the
never
other
know.
forwards in the top 9, you're not going to bench anybody over Michkov. Like, all of them are playing better right now, skating better, playing better overall than he is. And the underlying metrics for Michkov are bad. His shot attempt share at 5-on-5 is 40%, which is only better than Adam Yinning and Garnett Hathaway.
Oof.
The Flyers have allowed 73 shot attempts in Michkov's 72 minutes. He's the only Flyers forward with more shot attempts than minutes played so far this season. So I just wonder how bad Michkov rates out by like the Flyers internal analytics, because they track every shift. They probably track like, okay, this could have been a shot, this could have been a chance, but it was erased by Sanheim, or the other team fumbled the puck. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much data not available publicly that someone whose job it is to watch the film, go over the data for a professional hockey club, can say like, hey, Michkov is giving up way too much defensively. We can't have him out there in close games.
Yeah. And he's not making up for it offensively. Like
No.
you can be a like not great defensive player if your offense is so good that it doesn't matter. Like Artemi Panarin is a good example of a player who is like not that great defensively, but if he has possession of the puck, then you're probably going to get a high danger scoring chance. Nikita Kucherov kind of has the same vibe. Kirill Kaprizov, if you're able to put up 100 points in a season, coaches will forgive a bit of a defensive lapse,
Mhm.
but not if you're not scoring. Although thankfully Michkov got his first goal against the Jets, and he got an assist last night.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's
you know,
good in there.
maybe we're getting back on the horse.
Yeah, I guess people want to see like a Kaprizov type jump from Michkov. Kaprizov had 51 points in 55 games in the shortened season in his Calder year, and then 108 points. But
Okay,
he was 23 and 24,
he was
not
23 and
19 and
24.
20. You got to look at Kucherov, who had 65 points age 21, 66 points age 22, and then 85 age 23. Like, he still should be playing juniors in the minor leagues based off his age. Like he still needs. He's not infallible. He's not like, oh, he's not like, oh, this guy, he's gonna exceed expectations this year, because like we can all say like, all right, yeah, no, I don't expect Michkov to get 80 points, but I would like 70 out of him. It's like, no, our expectation should be what he got last year and seeing better overall play. It's not all about the points. It's about having him out there in those situations where you can trust him in a close game.
Yeah, and development isn't linear. Like, this isn't
No.
just like a get more points every season kind of thing. Yeah, I just he is deserving of criticism when he's not playing well, and he has not been playing well, so he's getting the criticism he deserves. That's
Yep.
fine. But he's a 20-year-old player in the NHL. Like, that's still kind of the expectation, is to struggle. So because
Yeah,
Macklin Celebrini is not starting off this year too well either over in San Jose. So, it's going around.
yeah. And yeah, he had a few plays like that against Seattle on Monday night in the third period. I was like, and I said out loud, this is why you get benched. This is why you get benched. You're making these between the leg passes rather than getting pucks in deep when you're up by 2-3 goals. Like, get the puck in deep, make them come 200 feet. Don't get an odd man rush against. I did want to mention though the Minnesota Wild game, the Noah Cates overtime winner, the ballsy play by Dan Vladar to drop that puck there. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? And then they go up and win it. It was just a complete change of events there.
The celly from Noah Cates was amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, if you're listening, we got to start the hype train for Noah Cates for Selke. Because I think this morning they gave him the goal back from the Kraken game that was originally credited to him. Then they changed it to Forrester, and I think this morning they changed it back to Noah Cates. So he had he's scoring crazy. He's got the defensive impact. He's a center. Guys, I think this is the year. This is the year that Noah Cates can be a Selke finalist.
It's possible. Barkov's out. Kopitar's out now. Jack Eichel is on an absolute tear, though. I could see him winning it if he keeps it up. You still got
But
Cirelli.
Is he defensive?
He's pretty good defensively. He's like him. Mark Stone's out week to week now, but it was him, Mark Stone, and I think Marner on a line, and that was a great shutdown line. So there are some competition out there for him. But yeah, Noah Cates, 5 points through 6 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. And like that entire line, they either win the battle against their guy or tie their guy up so to take him out of the play. Like, that's why that line works so well. And I don't know if we should be breaking it up or not. We'll get into that after we discuss the Kraken game. But yeah, Noah Cates, Tyson Forster, Bobby Brink. I mean, they did not have a great game against Seattle if you look at the numbers. But like, if you watch it, they're skating. They're going at it. They're going at it against the boards. They're getting their sticks in there legally. They're not taking many penalties anymore. Like, it's fun to watch Noah Cates play defense, and we're seeing the offense out of them too. Like, it's fantastic.
And shout out Bobby Brink. He has been flying. But
Bobby Brink's been Bobby Brink has been cracking there. And a feisty game against Seattle on Monday night. You got the Nikita Grabenkin instigator for fighting there. That was great seeing him rev up the crowd, and then Travis Konechny there in the third period, and then just going at Ryan Lindgren in the box. He bloodied him up. He's like, look at your face, like just completely going at it. So great to see from Konechny there. Great to see him get his first goal as well after he had a few good chances earlier. Kevin Kurds asked him, is he worried? He's like, it's 4 games. I've had chances. It's 4 games. So now he scored in his 6th game.
Listen,
hopefully he can keep that up.
As friend of the pod, Steve Jaco of Flyperbole would say, the jerk store was open for business against the Kraken. The jerk store was open for business. Just on the Grabenkin fight quickly, I loved that from him. I was reading the comments on, I think, the Flyby this morning, and someone was like, how come you only played Grabenkin for 7.5 minutes in that game? He should be getting more ice time. I'm like, Grabenkin served 17 penalty minutes that night, 10 for misconduct, 5 for fighting, and 2 for the instigator. Like, the fact that he still got 7.5 minutes is actually pretty crazy, considering he missed almost a third of the game in the penalty box. So, just
Yeah,
guys.
he had those.
He didn't get a lot of
17
minutes, but he was in the box.
He was in the box, not even just for those 17 minutes, but like there was a long stretch of play without whistles where he was just waiting to come out. Like the fourth line
Yeah.
kept going out there. I was like, wait, where's Gurbenkin? I'm like, oh, he's still in the box because there haven't been
Still in the box.
any whistles. But like, yeah, he played 7:37 at 5-on-5. Luchenko played 8:07. I think Luchenko got a penalty kill shift as well in there at one point, and Hathaway 7:06. So yeah, Gurbenkin, if he's on the fourth line, he'll play 7-8 minutes. If we see him moved up, maybe with Gilbert and Michkov, something like that, maybe we'll see more because he's been fantastic, and I feel like that's something we definitely need to see more of.
Yeah, and he did get moved up in the third period. I think Tocchet was like, we've got a 3-goal lead. Let me play with some line combinations and see what comes out.
Yeah, you had Michkov, Couturier, Gurbenkin played 42 seconds. That was a shift. Gurbenkin, Cates, and Forster for 34 seconds. So, yeah, he was mixing things up there, trying to get those guys in on the action. And Luchenko had a shot on goal. He sped past the defender, I think, got a shot on goal. So good for him taking a shot here and there, but not just passing things up, but really just a goal fest. Like Owen Tippett staying hot, Forster power play, Cates power play on that deflection, Konechny, Tippett again after the goal. Tippett, no, the first one was Tippett kind of like the goalie misplaying it, and then the second one was just a snipe.
Listen, you talked about Vladar playing the puck in overtime against the Minnesota Wild, and we saw him misplay the puck against the Kraken, which led to a goal immediately. And I posted on Blue Sky, name a worse combination than Flyers goalies and playing the puck. Not 2 minutes later, Joey Daccord did the exact same thing, and it caused the Flyers scored a goal. And I was like, well, maybe the Kraken goalies playing the puck is worse than the Flyers goalies and playing the puck. But hey, he shut it down from there, and another good showing from Vladar. It's a good start. But the real story of that game, Owen Tippett.
Tippett was a story of that game, getting 2 goals. Now has 4 goals during this 3-game goal streak here. I don't know. I think Dan Vladar, like, it was a 5-2 win, but it could have easily been a lot closer. Vladar stopped a shorthanded breakaway, I think, at a key moment when it was still a relatively close game. 2 of them, yeah. So he's like, if that's Ersson in there, I'm not as confident. I got to tell you, I'm just not as confident. Like, Vladar has the big body. He seemed to be able to control it in the crease after dancing around a little bit in the preseason. But Vladar, I'm just worried about if he can start more than 30 games because he hasn't done it. I imagine having Ersson where Ersson can start. I imagine they'll go back to alternating at some point, but Vladar is just so much more confident in him right now.
So I know Vladar hasn't started more than 30 games, but as far as I know, that's not because of injury. He's just always been in a backup role, right? Like, we're not worried about him getting injured and missing a bunch of games. It's just that he has never been tasked with playing that many because he's always been a backup. Right?
He had season-ending hip surgery in 2024, and I think when I did an article over the summer on that, like, that was something that was bothering him for a while. Then after he got back from that, he was really feeling like himself again. So, and he's 28. That's always the age you say. Like, goalies, they get there at 27, 28. That's when you see what they become. Like, even Anthony Stolarz, I think, he didn't turn into what he is now until he's 31 now. So, yeah, he started 33 games last year, 24 the year before.
Did you see his comments after the Leafs game earlier?
They just keep running him, and the Leafs are doing nothing about it. And like, he had a concussion last year from Sam Bennett. Like, if you go after him, like, he just needs to give someone like a blocker to the face and just take the penalty, take any fine or suspension he gets. Be like, all right, don't fucking come in my crease.
Yeah, stay out.
Good for him. Yeah,
good for him. Stoli the goalie. We'll always have fond memories of Stoli the goalie.
Yeah, Stoli the goalie is always a good one.
And
there.
Also shout out the next one for that, Coley the goalie, who has been outstanding for the Phantoms, but that's another conversation. I want to talk about Owen Tippett.
Well, let's just first
I feel it ready, but
I just want to once again thank our sponsor at FanDuel here. Anthony Stolarz is a 25-1 to win the Vesta Trophy. That's the sixth best odds.
Really?
So yeah. So if he can
What?
if he can play a full season, he might have a chance.
That's crazy. 25-1 for Anthony Stolarz to be a Vezina winner.
25-1 to win the Vesta. Yeah, I mean,
That's
Shesterkin.
wild. I never would have thought that from him.
Shesterkin's plus 250 and Hellebuck's plus 350. They're both amazing. But if Stolarz can put up the numbers he did last year for 50 games, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Now
that's true.
you could
He was
now
good when he was able to play.
We have some lag here, but the floor is yours, Joe. Owen Tippett time.
It's Tippett time. Just the Tippett, baby. Look, we as Flyers fans watch Owen Tippett play 82 games this season, and we are so keenly aware of what a frustrating player he can be. But man, he is still a really good NHL player, and we sometimes forget that because it gets lost in the frustration of seeing him so inconsistent. I have loved that he's playing this shut up the haters game. I love that he is like, I can still do this, and has done it 2 games in a row, has played like that. I'm so just here for the Tippett redemption season. And it's not surprising that he would be in trade rumors. Like other teams, they don't see him 82 games a year like we do, but they do see the highlight reels, and he can be really good when he's on. So get on board, folks. I know Gilbert's already like thinking of buying a 74 jersey at this rate. So
yeah,
you gonna get one? You thinking of home whites or an orange one?
The next jersey I'm purchasing is a Flyers Chrome jersey. I have to commit to the bit. That's my next one there. But I mean, we've seen good stretches from Tippett.
What player?
I don't know. There's not a lot of players out there, so whichever one I can find a good deal on. Donald Brashear, hopefully, but that's few and far between.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen stretches like this from Tippett. Like last year, he had a goal, 5 goals in 5 games from November 30th to December 10th. Kept that going a little bit. 3-game goal streak. February 2-1-1 against Edmonton and Pittsburgh. Like he has these streaks. So I just don't want fans to turn on him when he has a 5-7 game goal drought. But right now, ride him while he's hot. Like he got the time on that top line against Minnesota because Michkov got benched. And now that's the line they're going with. Tippett, Couturier, Konechny. And they are absolutely rolling. Like Tippett and Konechny can both. Tippett's throwing the body now too. Like that's fantastic. Konechny can forecheck, back check. Like Couturier, solid presence in the middle. So I just want to see these lines stick together because I think there is something there in all of them.
Yeah, I think they might have found some chemistry. I might be one of the only people who's okay with the hybrid approach for the Zegras-Dvorak center line. Like, I don't mind them kind of splitting duties for now. Talk to me again at the end of November. If we're at Thanksgiving and they're still doing this hybrid stuff, then we'll probably have a problem. But in the short term, for the first couple weeks, I don't mind it. Like, why not? See, like, ease Zegras back into the role, have Dvorak to provide some support, even if he is boring. But still there?
I'm still there. You froze up there for a little bit, but yeah, the hybrid approach. I know Charlie had a good article on it over the weekend, maybe on Monday, where like he went back and tracked where Dvorak has played, where Zegras has played, and like Zegras is getting less center duties now, and I'm fine with that. Like the elephant in the room is Jet Luchenko, because Jet Luchenko is going to be the 4C, and if they send him to juniors, maybe Dvorak moves to 4C, and they do like a Grebenkin, Zegras, Michkov line or something like that. But for now, like let Zegras work on his faceoffs, in practice, maybe in a game here and there when it's not a crucial time. And yeah, trust Dvorak. So he's going to have Dvorak out there with Michkov as much as we hate it. But if the third guy there is Zegras and Michkov together at 5-on-5, that's exciting. And once Michkov gets hot here a little bit, he has the goal, he has the assist. once he connects on a few of these passes, I feel like he's going to get going. And him and Zegras at 5-on-5 are going to be, it should be amazing. But I mean, we have to wait and see for that.
Yeah. I will say we've been slagging on Igor Zamula for a couple weeks now. That was a beautiful feed to Travis Konechny in the Kraken game.
Yeah, Igor Zamula, what, he was a healthy scratch for a few games there. Now he's back in with Noah Juulsen. And if Emil Andre's not going to be on the third pair with Juulsen, I think it should be Zamula. Like Zamula, I think can be that guy where Juulsen is just a defensive guy, all that. And Zamula can move the puck a bit. He can just, do what he's supposed to do. He doesn't have to worry about playing too physically because that's not his game despite his size. And that's really helped the other defensemen settle in. Getting Cam York back was absolutely huge. Him and Sanheim together, 63.6 expected goals for share in 48 minutes per money puck. Sealer Drysdale, 67.9 in 40 minutes. And then the Z Joel pairing at 55.6 in 27 minutes. Most of that against Seattle, but Seattle's a solid team on the playoff bubble, as the Flyers are trying to be, better than that. And I just think they have 4 good lines that are working and 3 good pairs that are working and a goalie tandem that's working right now, going into a stretch of the schedule where you're playing 5 teams that are kind of on your level. You're not playing perennial contenders. You're playing the Senators. You're playing the Islanders. You're playing the Penguins. You're playing like these teams that you can beat and you probably should beat if you're playing how well you have been to start the season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, part of me wonders if they went into this Kraken game and as they were skating, they're like, "Oh my God, this is easy mode compared to the last 5-6 games we've had to play. Is this what is it? This is how we can do it? Crazy! This is cool." Because they went right into the deep end to start the season, and then they get the Kraken, and it's like, oh no, those guys were just really good, and we're pretty good, and these guys stink. Let's go, let's roll, boys.
Yeah, and the Flyers, learning new systems, trying to figure out lines on the fly. Like York, one of your top defensemen missing a few games there is huge. And the Flyers, Risto's still out as well. Like get Risto in there, and this team, if hopefully Risto can play at some point. But the Flyers, shot attempt share is at 48%, which is, bottom 10 in the league, 10th worst. But expected goals for share is 7th best in the league. And that seems to be what Tocchet wants. They're allowing the fewest expected goals against per 60 at 2 per 60 minutes. I have to imagine that's due to limiting scoring chances against per 60 is 23.29, which is the 4th best. So yeah, they're just letting the teams shoot from the outside. You're going to get a weird goal here and there, like the Kraken got last night, but that's fine. That's fine. You take away the high danger areas, let the goalie know where the shot's coming from, and good things are going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, if they maintain top 10 expected goals for throughout the season and good goaltending and a power play that is not booty butt cheeks, then they definitely should be in a weak Metro. They should be on the bubble for the playoffs. However, that power play, guys, stop giving it up immediately. Like, what, 3 times last night they go on the power play and then immediately commit a penalty to go to 4-on-4? Those count against your percentages, guys. Like, you're like, oh, the Flyers' power play percentage is really bad. Right, they only spent 10 seconds at 5-on-4 before they were at 4-on-4. Stupid. Just careless stuff.
Yeah, they did that. 2 tripping penalties. Cam York took a desperation penalty in the first period, and then Sean Couturier negated the Ryan Lindgren instigator in the third period when they had a chance to really break it open there. But the power plays looked a lot better. What, 2 for
Visually
4,
better.
2 for 5, visually better and actually better. Like, or no, 2 for 4 last night, breaking their 3-game drought where they went 0 for 10. And I kind of like Cam York on the second unit, because it was normally Sanheim, but like Cam York there, he can move the puck, and that's what he did coming up through juniors. And he did not have that chance because John Tortorella hated him. But if you can get York on the second unit, Drysdale on the top unit, You keep Sanheim fresh for 5-on-5 and penalty killing. Like the way York can move the puck on the second power play goal, I think was great there, because it's like, all right, you just move the puck, get in a triangle, get it going, and that second unit is almost as dangerous as the first one.
3 assists last night for Cam York, right?
Yep.
That's pretty good. And that bomb from the blue line to get the deflection from, I guess it's Noah Cates now.
Cates, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. More of that, Camuel. We'd really appreciate it.
Yep. Second unit got both goals last night. Typho with one, Cates with one, York with an assist on both, Brink with one assist, and Trevor Zegras with an assist. So I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast, but my tinfoil hat theory with the second unit is that they put Zegras there to eventually build chemistry, to put Zegras with one or two of those forwards at 5-on-5 when they had to break up that line. What are your thoughts on that?
To break up the Forrester Cates Brink. Yeah, who would you? I think him and Forrester would cook together, or him and maybe switch him out for Cates, and then you have Forrester, Zegras, Brink. That could be spicy.
I think, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe you keep, like, I don't know, because we got some excitement ish on Saturday morning during morning skate when Brink and Michkov got mixed up during drills, and a few of the beats posted out that, those were the new lines. Brink swapped with Michkov. They were like, okay, let's put Michkov with two of the best forecheckers, two guys that can win battles there. I don't know, like Forster, Zegras, Michkov. That's something Thomas and I talked about before the season on, like, who should play with Zegras and Michkov. That could be a great line.
That's my dream line. Yeah, that's my dream line.
That's a line you can build with for the future. And
exactly,
I mentioned it before, like all three of those players, they work well together because they know where each other's going to be, but they also work well because they tie the puck up, they slow things down, and, like, I think once the other forwards learn this system, I think there's some switches to be made, some mix-ups, some mix and matching there, where you can break up that line and have it be just as effective, if not more effective, and then also elevate Zegras and Michkov with Forster, or put Michkov on there with Forster and Cates. Like, I think you can still see that play from them on different lines once they know, okay, where do we go on the forecheck? What are we doing here and there? Like,
yep.
I don't know, because right now Tippett, Couturier, Konecny is working. I don't know if Dvorak, Zegras, Michkov is good for the long term. Maybe you swap Dvorak and Forster, and you just have a shutdown line with Dvorak, Cates, and Brink, and you have that Forster, Zegras, Michkov line where it can be kind of two-way. I have been impressed by Zegras's defensive play, back checking, getting sticks in lanes. Like, so I think that line has to be broken up at some point, but right. I don't see Tocchet doing it until they have a cold stretch or an injury.
Yeah, there's no reason to. Why it's working. It's still working. They had one bad game. You throw them back out there in the next game, and if it continues to not work, then maybe you mix it up. But for now, there's really no reason. Also, until they break that lineup, you have such inflexibility in your other two top 9 lines. Like
that's the issue. Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you want them to break it up sooner or later?
Go with it for now, but I just want to get Michkov going at 5-on-5, and I don't think having Christian Dvorak on his line is the way to do that. And I don't know how to do it. I don't know how I would make the other lines, like, and like I said before, it comes down to Jet Luchenko. Are you keeping him around, or are you opening up the 4C for Dvorak? Is that even an option for Tocchet, or would that be Rodrigo Abels? Like, or can you move Grabenkin up? Alex Bump's been starting the season hot. Are you going to call him up to play the wing if you send Luchenko down? Like, there's a lot of moving parts, but I guess get Zegras, Dvorak, and Michkov like a few games together, especially against these bad teams, Ottawa, Islanders, Pittsburgh, and then see what happens after, the first 10 games or so.
You just mentioned getting Michkov going, and I keep seeing people saying, "Oh, we got to get Trevor Zegras going. We got to get Trevor Zegras going." Yo, he's on a 5-game point streak. Yeah. He has a point in every game.
No goals though, Joe. No goals.
Oh yeah, he's not on the 60-point pace that he was as a sophomore in the league. I'm like, yeah, no, he's on a better point pace than he was then. He just hasn't scored a goal. And I'm like, oh, well, he's not a franchise pillar if he's only going to score 70 assists. I'm like, I don't know, man. 70 assists be pretty lit. I'd be okay with that. He could score 15. That's the Jake Voracek stat line right there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't mind if he's the Jake Voracek at center, like a center version of Jake Voracek. That would rule.
Yeah. Just pass the puck in the net. That's fine. I have no problem with him putting up points. Like if the puck is going in the net when you're on the ice and you had a part in that, great, fantastic.
Cool. I'm down.
Yeah.
Especially if it's on the power play, because oh baby.
Yeah.
You mentioned Jet Luchenko. He's got to go back. He's got to go back, dude.
Monday night was the chance. You're up 5-2. You're up 4-2 in the third period. Put him out there with two top six wingers. See what happens. Like that was your chance to give him a look. When he was out there on the penalty kill, I was like, okay, they're giving him a look at some different situations here and there. But I think that was only a shift or two. Yeah, he's got to go back. It just seems like the Flyers want to have him around to train with the team, to be around the team, possibly because he missed training camp, possibly because they want Guelph to trade him. But I think after this long homestand, they just had 4 games in a row at home, go to Ottawa, then they have 5 more at home. That's through 12 games of the season. Jet will be close to 9 games played. I think they make a decision at the end of October. It's like, all right, we've had plenty of practice time. You've had time around him. Like, do you think that I just don't know if they're going to give Luchenko the opportunity. Like, and there's no reason to. There's no reason to if the Tippett, Coots, and Konechny's working. Like, are you going to put Luchenko with Zegras and Michkov? Like you're not going to do that. So it's they're in a weird spot, and I don't know. I would love to see him get an actual opportunity, but I don't think he's going to get it. And
yeah,
but I also don't think he has much to gain from going back to the OHL. So it's a rock and a hard place for the Flyers. And Tocchet wants to win games now, and he doesn't think Luchenko helps him. Maybe they make him a healthy scratch for 5 games in a row and send him to the AHL for a conditioning stint. But I wouldn't mind that. Play him here.
What are we doing? What are we doing here if we do that? You're gonna scratch him for 5 games just so he can play in the or in the AHL on a conditioning
I would happily do that. I wonder if the league would look into it, but I would happily do that.
He needs to play. Scratching a dude.
He would play with the Phantoms.
He would have to be scratched for 5 games with the Flyers to then go to the Phantoms. So he would not play for 2 weeks and then go to the Phantoms.
He would not play for... Okay, so if you scratch him starting on Saturday, he would have to not play the 25th, 28th, 30th, 1st, and 2nd. And then the Flyers go on the road. You could send him down to the Phantoms for a bit, see how he plays there. I'm not sure how long the stint can be, but then you either call him back up or you send him back to the OHL for a few weeks. Then he goes to World Juniors. I know you don't want him playing at so many different levels again this year, but I think that's the only way to see what he has and for him to improve is for him to play big enough minutes against better competition. And they're not doing that in the NHL. So if they can find the loophole to get him the AHL, maybe they do that.
So to get him to play more minutes, he has to play no minutes for like a week and a half. Yes. Oh, okay. All right. We're galaxy braining this one then. I see. Big old 5-head thought process. All right. I'm in.
They're just...
It's stupid. It's a bad situation. It's the worst possible situation for him to be in. Yeah. And there's not an easy... It's like you said, there's not an easy answer to get out of this. And nobody's going to be happy with any of the results. Either he's not going to play for a week and a half so they can put him on a conditioning stint in the AHL, or they're going to send him back to the Gulf Storm where he's going to be on a bad team. Look, I know everybody's like, oh, the Storm could just trade him, but why would a team trade for a guy that's in the NHL with no guarantee that he's going to come back to the OHL?
Well,
It's
there would be some sort of handshake deal there, but
I'm sure, but
I just don't like that. People were already down on Jet Luchenko. He got scratched for the game against Zeev Buyum, and now it's like, okay, we're putting this guy in purgatory in a no good situation, so we're already putting him behind the 8 ball with the fan base. Like I just don't like it. It's like last year. It's not similar. It's not the same thing, but it's like we're talking about him so much. We just want them to make a decision. Like with Kolosov last year, we were talking about Kolosov so much for no reason. That's all we had to talk about. And now Kolosov's playing great in the AHL. Like I don't know. It's thank God there's other storylines going on. I mean, ideally Michkov wouldn't be starting slow, but that's been a storyline.
TK started slow.
Tippett's been hot. Like there's been enough. The goaltending is actually decent. So there's been enough to kind of shield the Luchenko talk, but I don't know. I just want them to make a decision, and it seems like they're just like
dragging their feet.
They're dragging their feet. They're like, all right, let's have this guy. Let's have this guy around the team. Let's play him every few games. Let's play him for 8 minutes. So it doesn't make sense. I can't say he deserves a spot in the top 9 based on how everyone else is playing. So
no,
I would like him to, but I think he should go back probably.
If you're not going to put him in the top 9 when you're up by 3 against the Seattle Kraken, you're probably never going to put him in the top 9 unless someone gets hurt. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Or traded, but I don't. Who would they trade? Trevor Zegras? No. Philip Cates? Absolutely not. Not when he's going to win the Selke this year.
I could see the Flyers making a trade with the Sharks for a defenseman based on Sharks have a few extra defensemen there looking to move. Elliot Friedman's dead. There could be some. Timothy Liljegren would be a top option. Mario Ferraro.
Okay.
John Klingberg is there, but the Flyers have Noah Juleson. Like, just like a Zamula or Andre for that level of defenseman swap. Like, just a complete change of scenery for the guys. Like, no one great, but like a third pair guy. Maybe they can get a top 4 guy at some point. But I am Exactly. I'm weirdly confident in this defense group right now. Like, I don't love Zamula Juleson, but play them 12, 15 minutes a night and you can get by.
Zamulson? Is that what? Jamula?
Jamula. The jambalaya.
The jambalaya pair. Hey, I'm into it. Gumbo. Let's go for it.
How much did they play last night? Last night Zamula played 16, Juleson played 17. And I like, you're like, oh, why is Juleson playing? Why can't Andre play? Like, they're both defensemen, but they both played completely different roles. And I guess they like the size of Zamula and would rather have Andre getting AHL minutes or whatever. But that's the only potential complaint I have is I'd rather have Andre there. Maybe they trade Zamula, but who knows?
Maybe they're showcasing him.
Yeah, who knows? He looked fine. He looked fine last night.
Yeah, he was okay last night. Maybe he got the message.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know if there's really anything else we need to touch on from the past week. Let me just check if there's anything on the brushhockey.com. Make sure you guys read and subscribe there and see if there's any articles there. Oh, shout out to Jason Martinez. He revealed that he's cancer free now. So fantastic to hear. Friend of the show, Jason Martinez. Fantastic to see that from him there. But that's
one more on Owen Tippett. Rick Tocchet compared him to Mikko Rantanen, which, look, man, I'm going to bat for Owen Tippett now. I don't know if I'm going to call him say shades of Mikko Rantanen either.
No. But Owen Tippett, and I said this before this goal streak. He's the type of player you regret trading. Like, he's the type of guy that can pop off for 40 goals on the right line. It's just a matter of keeping him until you find the right line for him. And maybe they did now have him with Konechny. Couturier in the middle isn't ideal, but it's working.
I mean, the biggest problem with Owen Tippett is that the Flyers didn't have... Tippett's never going to be the guy on a line. Like, he can't really drive it himself. He needs someone else to help maximize his talent. the Flyers didn't always have someone to maximize Owen Tippett's ability. Now they do, or at least like they figured out how to make it work. And like you said, a team that has the players to maximize Owen Tippett would immediately make the Flyers look foolish for moving on from him too early. Although, if Rasmus Dahlin wants out of Buffalo and it'll take Owen Tippett to do it, I think I'd probably pull the trigger on that. But, he's not untouchable, but I'm not moving him just to get another guy.
I would love to see Tippett with Cates and Brink. I feel like you got two great
Ooh.
forecheckers there, or maybe Tippett with Forster and Cates. Forster's got becoming a shooter on that line though. He's got a sniper.
Mhm.
Like I'm just doodling it out here. You got Tippett, Cates, Brink, then you put Forster, Zegras, and Michkov. Then you have Neckney and Couturier and need a winger there. I don't like Dvorak there.
Grebenkin?
Maybe Grebenkin moves up, but I feel
Bump?
like
Let's get Bump up here. Let's get
that
him
was
going.
my next option. Like once you sent Luchenko down, if Bump looks ready, like maybe you call him up and get a Bump Couturier connecting line, and then you have those are three, I think, good second lines. Then you have a fourth line. It's a good fourth line. I feel like that's the way the Flyers might have to do it. But for now, I'm happy with what they have.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. All right. Predictions.
All right. Let's look ahead to the Flyers' schedule. They are back on the road for a one-game road trip up to Ottawa on Thursday night to take on Claude Giroux and the Senators. How's Ottawa doing this so far this year? They are 2-4. Brady Tkachuk is out with a thumb injury. Claude Giroux has 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points in 6 games. Shane Pinto, 7 goals in 6 games to start the year. So watch out for those.
Is he still the league leader in goals?
I don't think so. I know Pavel Dorofeyev got one last night. I believe Skorofeyev, he pulled a Forsberg last night, so I think he has the lead now. No, Scheifele, Pinto, and Dorofeyev all have 7. But yeah, Ottawa's 2-4. They play Edmonton tonight. I think the Flyers take that one like 3-2 shootout against Ottawa.
Oh, I think they pull another Kraken. I think they go like 5-2 or something.
I love it.
Flyers.
Allmark has not looked like himself this year.
He's looked bad.
Maybe the Senators. Their backup is awful. Yeah,
Marilainen, I think, right? Yeah.
Bad. Maybe the Senators need a change of scenery trade. They have a few defensemen and centers. They could move there. And then we have
the Beans.
No, you can't buy high. You can't buy high on Shane Pinto.
Can't buy high on the Beans. I guess not.
Then Saturday, early game, 12:30. I don't know if could be a doubleheader there with the. I'm not sure if the Sixers are home on Saturday. I know the NBA season starts tonight. The Sixers are home against the Hornets. Got a doubleheader down there at the Farg. Islanders. Xbox. No, it's the Farg. Islanders are 2-3 this season. Matthew Schaefer is the favorite for the Calder Trophy now for some reason on FanDuel there. Islanders game afternoon. Islanders have not been great defensively, though, this season. Allowed 4 goals or more in 4 of their 5 games so far. But this is another Flyers-Islanders 2-1 Flyers, 2-1 Islanders in overtime.
My nightmare is a Flyers-Islanders afternoon game on a Saturday, no less.
I'm gonna be up on Long Island for that one. I'm gonna have to watch that on MSG.
Oh wow. That's ironic. You're going up to Long Island when the Flyers are down here. Crazy. I think I'm going to go 3-1 Islanders.
Okay.
Because the Flyers just forget how to score.
Yeah. And that's the only 2 games until if we record next Monday, because the Flyers are back home next Tuesday against the Penguins. That's a 6:00 start I'm seeing here. Oh, that's the night when every team in the NHL is playing, so they're staggered. 6:00 start though for the Flyers. A little bit early there, and then
God, they're not an 11:30 p.m. start with the biggest golden nights like that one awful. Year. That was a disaster. Why did they? Anyway, I can handle a Penguins game at 6 p.m. That's nice. I think that's probably the first game of the night.
They may have a 5:00 one, but yeah, that probably is pretty early. I'm not sure why they're doing it on a Tuesday, not a Saturday again, but I guess they're scared. It is the first game that I got 6:15, 6:30. Every 15 minutes, there's a puck drop at night. That's pretty awesome there, just Tiger Room.
Mm-hmm. Can't compete with college football on a Saturday. No siree.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Stupid.
All right, Joe. Anything else here before we close it out?
Owen Tippett, 40 goals. Noah Cates, Selke finalist. Tyson Forrester, top 5 Selke finish. Let's make it happen, people. Come on, let's get that propaganda rolling. We gotta go. How about you, Gilbs?
No, I just want to shout out the website again. We got killer coverage there. We got Brad Keffer back writing some college stuff. He's writing on. He's been watching Michigan State, writing stuff up from that. Matty Campbell on the Phantoms. Phantoms have had a great start. Porter Martone, Shane Van Sagi, both great for Michigan State there. Not Michigan, Joe. It's not Michigan. It's Michigan State. Porter Martone is on.
I keep messing that up. I didn't know they were different things until like recently.
Oh God.
I know.
No, you can't mix them up. There's a big rivalry there up there in the what's Michigan? Is that the Land O'Lakes state or is that Minnesota? What's Michigan State?
What's Michigan known as?
What's like the state like Jersey's like the Garden State, the Great Lakes State, the Mitten State. I don't know what their official thing is, but yeah, there's a rivalry up there. Yeah, check out the website. Subscribe, $5 a month. Everything goes to all the writers, all the podcasters as well. So appreciate all your support. Make sure you subscribe to the Broad Street Hockey Podcast on YouTube, on Apple, and on Spotify. Once again, thanks to FanDuel for sponsoring the show. And Joe, where can people find you on the socials?
You can find me on Blue Sky at jfdmarini.bsky.social. The shit posting is in full swing, people. Yes. It is great. Join us. The water is fine. Gilbs, where can they find you?
Yes, you can find me on Blue Sky at ryangilbert.bsky.social. And speaking of shit posting, get on Instagram, the Broad Street Hockey Instagram. I'm helping run that now. Me and Jacob Russell are going to have some great content up there, trying to get the Instagram following going. Not quite on TikTok yet, but maybe if we master Instagram, we'll move over to the TikTok before that gets replaced by some other app.
The next app is called TikTok It.
TikTok It. Yeah, we'll do that. TikTok It. That's good. Okay, yeah. Until next time. Thanks for watching.
Go Flyers.